Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have got a fantastic fight card coming up. It's called Titan FC 42. And on that fight card, we have got a lady making her professional debut. I've got Trish Cicero. Is it Cicero pronounced? Because I've heard it pronounced a couple of ways. Am I correct there?
Cicero.
Cicero. My apologies. Yeah. Okay, Cicero.
That's okay.
Because it's where does that name originate from? I have to ask. Surname. I have to ask.
Italian.
Italian. Okay
Italian.
then. All right. So are you? I was going to say because come weight cutting time, last thing you want to have is that kind of Italian genetics in you. You know, loving pasta and pizza.
Yeah, it's hard.
Now you're fighting on Titan FC. You make what a great promotion to sign up with. They're based in Florida. I assume that's part of the ATT kind of thing going down. How this all happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, look, I have to say, you are a bit of a monster in the clinch. I have to say that. The fight against Angie Jennings is the one that sticks out to me. That one, well, lovely armbar finish, firstly. But also, I noticed, it was a fun fight. It was a good fight. I think that's a really good fight for you to have as an amateur because, particularly, there was moments where you were succeeding, but there was moments where you were in trouble. But you showed quite good composure when she had your back and stuff like that. Do you find the fact that you had those moments in those fights help prep you for the fact that you're going to go professional?
Absolutely. I've been saying that fight has definitely given me the most experience so far because of everything you just mentioned. There were times where I thought I had her, or I thought I landed a really great shot that was going to finish the fight, but she kept going. And then there was times in the fight where, she had me in some really dangerous situations. But because I think of my training at American Top Team, some of those same situations I was in danger are situations that I've been in with Amanda Nunes or, Jessica Aguilar or some of the other, great female fighters that I train with every week that's like a normal day for me. So having it happen in the cage really helped prepare me as well.
Having Amanda Nunes on my back would not be a normal day. It would be a nightmare. I won't lie.
I can't say it's fun, but yeah.
She was in your corner for that fight as well, wasn't she?
She wasn't in my corner, but she was in the crowd. Yeah.
I could hear her. I could actually hear her. That's what I was. Oh, so I thought she was in your corner because I could hear her.
Yeah.
that support, that kind of, I suppose, that gang of killers, those people around you. It must be a huge kind of confidence builder when you're getting to train with people like that. Their skill set is rubbing off on you. You're also, you're constantly learning. You're constantly growing. And it's the setup at ATT. I have to admit, that gym is looking obscenely delicious. We've got a load of Brits over there. You've got Mr. Brad Pickett when he goes over, who's my boy. I'm actually going to be... going to be seeing him. I see him actually quite a bit whenever we have the UFC events on the UK. You've got Jake Boswick, who's over there now. Jake's awesome. Jake's a great kid. I love that boy. And, there's a lot of stuff going on at ATT, and that's why a lot of people want to get over there. The facilities, the training partners, it's amazing. But I have to ask, did you have a little play with your manager, Jacek? Did you have a little...
I did.
How did that go?
I did. It was incredible, It was very inspiring to watch her go through a 6-week training camp to see what a world champion, a world defending, now 4-time champion in a weight class, similar to mine. She's one weight class under me, but it was just incredible to see her work ethic every day, to train with her. The mindset, it shows. The championship mindset every day in training, you can see it.
Your opponent, Barbara, she likes to stand and throw. But she likes the kind of brawl situation. Yeah. I don't know if you've watched it yourself, but that kind of style, it is dangerous because if you get involved in it, you've got a good chance of finishing your opponent. But at the same time, because it's those, anything can happen in MMA. A little, one punch gets through, it can wreck your day. I imagine you're not probably going to be silly enough to just stand there, rock 'em, sock 'em. You want to be a bit more tactical. You want to go in, land, get out. Have you been working anything in particular with angles, with footwork, getting in, getting out, kind of stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. You hit it right on the head. The angles, the in and outs. My boxing coaches have been helping me so much. I've been boxing, every day. And we have thankfully, American Top Team, a lot of different size girls and guys to work with. So I have a few training partners that can mimic that same height, the same style. So I can be working against those straight line punches that she likes to kind of bull forward with. So, kind of slipping underneath it, working my angles, and we have a really good game plan so far.
What made you, was the last, obviously the fights that you had, was the last fight the kind of the pinnacle fight that you went, I feel like I'm ready for the step up into professional ranks? I imagine obviously ATT, the training that you get there probably puts you up that kind of experience level a bit quicker than it would be at a not so recognized gym with not such high level coaches and training partners. So do you feel that, that last fight and obviously the place where you trained was the time to call upon the pro ranks? What was it then that really kind of made you decide to go there?
Yeah, it was a few things. Definitely my coaches encouraged me a lot that I was ready. I felt that after I won the amateur flyweight title for XFN where I was fighting, I felt like I needed to defend it once. I needed to be the defending champ. I wanted to experience what it was like to not just want and get the belt, but be on the other side and defending it too, because those are two totally different things sometimes, especially at a higher level. So I really liked having that experience, but I did feel like after that last fight that it's time. I've been training for over 20 years in martial arts, and I just started fighting a little bit later in my martial arts life than other people. So I feel like I have enough experience, even though my record doesn't show as many fights as maybe other people before they go pro. I feel like I'm ready, I'm confident, and definitely helps training at American Top Team, having the confidence from that.
I think 20 years, I think it's a bit early still. I think still... No, and your partner, he is a big part of your kind of career in a way. The two of you are like glue. So talk about that relationship, because it is key having, something outside of the cage. So how do you balance, fight life and a normal life, let's say?
I don't know how normal our life is outside of the gym, but it's really been wonderful. Blake is also a professional fighter. He also does commentating and ring announcing and podcasts himself and things like that. So he's very knowledgeable in the sport. He has a lot of experience that goes further back from way before I even paid attention to what MMA was. So, and also he's helped to bring up a lot of guys himself that are now in the UFC, like Charles Rosa and Steve Montgomery. He trained those guys from when they were amateurs. So it's really nice from that point of view, having him like a coach and kind of somebody in my ear, but at the same time, it's really great support too at home, having somebody that also eats healthy and has a healthy lifestyle and also values the importance of training and isn't going out partying every night and things like that normal people our age in the dating scene might experience out there. So it's been a really, really nice fit, and we try to help balance life outside of fighting by, forcing ourselves to do other things that are non-martial arts related, however often we can. But yeah, it's been really great.
I was going to say, it must be weird. Like, what do you want to do? You want some fights? Let's try to do something else. Want some fights? Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it is one of them ones. I suppose if it's working, if it's what you love, you don't... It's fine, it's great. It's part of what you do. You mentioned Mr. Rosa there. He's a top bloke. Had him on the podcast, and a wicked little chef as well. Yeah, man. He's good in the kitchen. I have to say, if I ever got to meet him, I'd be like, show me your weight cut meal, son. Yeah. So, like I said, you got basically a plethora of talent around you. Does that maybe then a little bit have a kind of pressure on you, so to speak, a bit of weight on your shoulders, in the sense that, if you come from there, people have this expectation straight away. They go, ATT trained, oh man, this girl's going to be awesome, XYZ. Do you feel that at all when you kind of got that label next to you, and especially the people around you?
I do a little bit, but not in a negative sense. I like it. I like the pressure. I think it makes me step up. I think being in there, like, a normal sparring day can feel like a fight day for me sometimes. A normal sparring day, on a light sparring day, having to go, around with Amanda Nunes or Nina Ansaroff or Valerie Letourneau, Tisha Torres. I mean, these girls are the top girls in the UFC and champions. Or doing a sparring round with Joanna before her last fight. it can be intimidating, but I have to just turn it off and just know that, I can be at that level, and when in that moment, I am at the same level as them. And that's just how I think. So when I step in the cage, it's the same thing. And I think it really helps bring out the best in me, that kind of pressure.
Oh, Tisha Torres, she's such a sweetheart. Oh, what a
Yeah.
good little girl she. And a bit of a sweet tooth as well, I have to say. She's got a hell of a sweet tooth, that girl.
Yeah, she does.
And I love it when her fans give her all the sweets and she posts the pictures and it's just like, wow. Like, I don't even know how you cut weight, girl. Look, the fact that you fight on Titan FC, it's a good platform. In fact, I would phrase that. It's a very, very good platform to to make your debut on, and also to start your career on a professional side of things and build yourself up. They're on UFC Fight Pass, which also gives you that kind of extra exposure that you probably wouldn't have got, for example, with XFN on the amateur scene.
Right.
It's a good way to get going, really. I think not a bad start.
Yeah.
Now, look, the platform's great, everything's great. Can I ask, though, let's go back to the amateur scene just quickly. What did you learn mostly from that in the sense of yourself as a martial artist? Like, for example, you maybe thought, my single leg defense is pretty weak, or I'm not very good at checking the kicks, or my hands are pretty lazy. When I throw out the jab, it comes to my hip. My hand comes back to my hip, not to my chin. Is there anything in particular, stuff like that maybe you thought you were good at and you kind of found holes that you need to find these holes anyway? Is there anything in particular?
For sure, yeah. I think one of the main things that jumped out that I continually am trying to improve each fight, you kind of see the progression a little bit already, is from my first fight even to my last fight. The first fight, I'm like, it's like the Rock'em Sock'em, It's like I just, nonstop 1-2 punches, and it's just I think before I fought, I didn't expect I would be like that with the adrenaline and just going crazy and just not really taking a second to breathe, getting punched in the face and everything goes out the window. So I think it's been, learning patience, learning timing, learning to stay calm, getting those cage jitters out.
Yeah.
And that's been a huge piece of it. And I think, it's learning that not everything's always going to go to plan, but in those moments, like in that fight I had with Angie, where you're in trouble, to stay calm, especially,
Yeah.
So that's been the biggest thing for me, staying calm, following the game plan,
And I was going to say, because it's an extra 2 minutes in the round now, so it's one of them things where you can pace yourself a lot more. So you don't have to rush. It's not 3-minute blitz. It's 5 minutes. You can have that time to break up, relax, compose yourself, reset yourself, get back into it. You don't have to just stand there and try and rush the fight itself. The win or the submission or the decision win or the knockout, it comes to you because you've got that little bit longer. It's something that you kind of don't realize until you do it. How much time you've got. 5 minutes is a long time to go. People, like, when you watch fights, it's not long, but when you're in it, obviously you've done 5 minute sparring rounds, it's a long time.
Yeah, I'm actually excited about it. The last fight I had, there was a lot of, actually every single round, I was going for a finish and ran out of time. And I remember Mike Brown saying in the corner, like, man, Trish, if you had 20 more seconds, you could have finished that armbar. If you had 10 more seconds, you could have finished that. And, obviously, coulda, shoulda, woulda. I should have maybe done it a little sooner in the round. But it's nice to know I have an extra 2 minutes to keep working towards something.
So this fight, what you're saying is you're going to win after 3 minutes 20 seconds.
We'll see. I'm not going to make any time predictions.
Well, look, I'm looking forward to seeing your debut on Titan FC, because the great thing about being on Fight Pass is I can watch it in the UK.
All right, awesome.
I'll be tuning in. I always tune in for the Titan FC cards. I don't care what time it's on till. Sleep. I'll have plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead. I'll be tuning in. I'll be tweeting away. We've got like a little group of friends around the UK area, up in Scotland. There's friends in Scotland and Ireland and everywhere, in the UK and England as well, and even Wales. Where we just tweet and we're always talking during the fight. So we'll all be looking out for this. I'll be telling them to keep an eye out for you.
Thank you.
So it's going to be awesome. You will have a great time at Titan. I will tell you this right now. I know they look after.
I'm so excited.
Honestly, it's going to be amazing. They look after their fighters. The fact that the effort they put into it as well, it's a beautiful thing. I've got a few friends, I can call them now, really, from Titan FC that I've met from this, and honestly, you're in such good hands. You're going to have a wonderful time. The whole fight week is going to be great for you.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Now, before I let you go, I have to get your social media so I can jump on, so people at home can jump on and give you a follow and watch your progression in the professional ranks.
Thank you. It's very simple. It's just my name. It's at Trisha Cicero for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's TrishACicero.
I will put the link in the description below, people. So even if you can't even be bothered typing it in, you just have to click a button, because people these days on social media are kind of lazy. And let's go to sponsors. Any people out there helping you out with your fight camps? Because it's a big deal.
Yeah. Actually, I just have a new sponsor today. Actually, it's called MA1 Martial Arts First. They do martial arts consulting for martial arts schools, MMA schools around the country, and out of the country too. I know they go globally. So that's a new sponsor I'm really excited about. Also, Phoenix Fight Gear supplies me with all of my equipment for sparring, and they sponsor a couple of the fight promotions down here as well. So they've been really awesome as well.
Woohoo! Wicked stuff. Love to hear this. And last but not least, apart from your other half, do you want to give a thanks to people, anyone in particular to help you out during a fight camp, coaches, stuff like that?
Definitely, one of my biggest kind of supporters, training partners, kind of think of her as like a big sister, somebody that I look up to. She's actually fighting the week after me for UFC Toronto, UFC 206, and that's Valerie Letourneau. So she's been a huge help. We're kind of training side by side for our fights together, which has been incredible. So she's definitely a huge part of my team and support as well.
Oh, Valerie is awesome. Such a lovely girl. Yeah, I've her social media. She comes across as just a warm person. She's just a lovely person.
She is, yeah.
And she is badass. That girl is legit. People like.
Yes.
God, she is awesome, and she's fighting. Is it Viviane? I want to say Pereira. That's the one. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to her on that. And do you know what? UFC 206 has turned into an absolutely monster of a card. The amendments they made on that.
I got the benefit of the other ones kind of.
205, I know. I was like, 206 is just sitting there reaping it in. They're like, bring it on, sunshine. Tim Kennedy, Rashad Evans. You got Donald Cerrone, Matt Brown added to that card. Ooh, God dang. Look, Trisha, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure, absolute pleasure speaking to you. Again, have a great time. Absorb every moment of your pro debut. I remember when I made mine, and I loved it, every second of it, even the fight camp, even when I hated training for split seconds, I remembered why I was doing it, and it's just enjoy all of it, because honestly, I remember everything about my debut. It was just one of them things. The whole time was just a great experience, because I just had a smile on my face, and I want you to have a great time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I am.